Okay, I'm going to finish this set with what is considered to be the oldest trick in magic. I tell you, these cups are solid gold, but I don't think you'd buy it this time. Uses 3 balls and 3 cups. That's 1, 2, 3 cups, and 1, 2, 3 balls. 1, 2, 3 cups, and 1, 2, 3 balls. Do everything fair. I'm going to put 1 into there like that, no cheating. 1 into there like that, and 1 into there like that, no cheating. I'm going to show you some very simple magician's moves. I'm going to start by making this ball leave and join this one over here. Watch it, just like that. It takes a little touch, just like that, to put 2 over there and 1 over there, just like that. Now, if I wanted the ball to go over here, what I have to do is reach through here and take it, drop it back in that cup. That leaves just 1 there. Take it out of this cup, drop it in there. That leaves 2 there, and of course 1 there. I'm going to do it again, and this time I'm going to do a very unusual move. This is called the double touch. I put 1 into there like that, 1 into there like that, and 1 into there like that. Touch, touch, touch. That leaves none there, and all 3 right in the middle, just like that. Now, you know, I've studied this trick, and it's kind of confusing because there's so many objects. There's like 3 balls and 3 cups. That's 6 objects. And so I thought that's too confusing. That's too hard for people to follow. So I'm going to do it with just 2 cups and 2 balls and 1 hand. Cup, ball, brush, goes through just like that. I'll do it again. 1 hand, cup, ball, brush. The ball leaves there and goes right through there. 1 more time, cup, ball, brush, right through just like that. You know, people always ask me if the balls can go down, can they go up? Sure, just like this. A little tap to the bottom of the table, right up it comes just like that, leaving you with 1 there. You know what? 4 objects is a little tough. I mean, 2 balls, 2 cups, that's a little tough. So I'll do it with just 2, the ball and a cup. 1 ball and 1 cup. Okay? I'm going to ask you to help me this time. I want you to take your fingers and put them just like that. So you hold that cup down. But before you do, I'll let people see. Can you peek under there, Frank? Your ball under there? Nothing. Put your fingers right on there. Nothing. Don't let anything get in or out of there, okay? We're going to see what happens. Actually, it works. It's a trick cup. It's got a little secret bottom. See, if I just hit that bottom just right and let the ball fall right there, just like that. I'm going to do it one last time. This time, keep 1 eye on the cup, 1 eye on the ball, and 1 eye on the hand it goes into. And I'll do it slow motion. I put the ball in the hand. I blow. That's bad breath, but a good trick. Boom. And the ball goes right back in. Just like that. You know what? I thought more about this thing, and you know, it isn't a question of how many. It's a question of the size. So the next time I do this trick, I'll use the big ones. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
You've heard the expression, it's the oldest trick in the book. This one really is. It dates back to at least the ancient Egyptian civilization. There are hieroglyphics on the walls of the Great Pyramid at Cheops depicting Egyptian conjurers performing this very effect. Now, the Egyptians, they used clay pots and stones. This afternoon, I'll be using these 3 engraved silver goblets and a small red ball. Now, the illusion is that of solid passing through solid in a simulacrum of real magic. Now, from the Egyptians, we move on to the Greeks and the Romans. Now, in the Roman civilization, it wasn't done as entertainment. It was done as a wagering game. It was actually the precursor of the old 3-shell game. You know, the one with the 3 shells and the pea? In this version, the peas are a little bigger. But the game is still the same. The operator would secrete the ball beneath one of the cups, mix them vigorously around the table, and ask one of the onlookers to place a wager and guess under which cup the ball reposed. Which cup do you think the ball is under? Cup number 1, cup number 2, or cup number 3? The choice is yours.
2.
Cup number 2. Let's have a look. Good guess. Fortunately for me, you had not placed a wager. Now, it was several hundred years before it came back into the realm of entertainment. And when it did, it was performed in a way more closely resembling that which we see today. That is to say, with 3 cups and 1, 2, 3 balls. I hate to see people lose. Yeah. As we move into the 1700s, we had magicians like Isaac Fawkes and Matthew Bookinger. They would take the ball invisibly with the tip of the wand from beneath the center cup, give it a little squeeze, causing the ball to vanish from beneath the center cup and appear under the cup on my left-hand side. In the early 1800s, magicians like Bosker, Dobler, and Hofzinser, they would do it in a similar fashion. That is to say, they'd remove it from the center cup, give it a squeeze, cause the ball to vanish from the center cup and appear here under the cup on my right. A small but important difference. Now, as we move into the later 1800s, we have magicians like Bertram, Chapiter, and Malone. They took a page from the Egyptians. That is to say, they would stroke the cup with a wand, causing the ball to penetrate through the cup and join the other 2 beneath. Now, there is one particular magician I left out of this time period, probably the most important of all. In fact, probably one of the most important in the entire history of magic. I speak of Jean-Eugène Robert Houdin. He was the father of modern conjuring. Robert Houdin did do the cups and balls. In fact, his routine survives in print to this day. With your kind indulgence, I'd like to perform some passages of his cups and balls routine. It has been asserted by many, not the least of which the celebrated Erasmus of Rotterdam, that any material object can only appear in one place at any given moment. I maintain, on the contrary, that any material object can be in several places simultaneously and may in fact be nowhere at all. I shall make use of the certain pieces of apparatus called cups or goblets for this important correction of the human intellect. These objects, like all with which the universe has furnished, have names. The first is Branca Ferra, the iron fist. The second, or to quote the eloquent Cicero, the one in the middle, that is passapartutto, passes through all obstacles. The third or last, or for your better comprehension, the first from this end, that is più presto che il vento, swifter than the wind. Ladies and gentlemen, the cups and balls of Robert Houdin. As we move into the 20th century, we find many great cups workers. In the beginning of the century, we have magicians like Rossini, Pop Krieger, and Fred Keating. In the latter part of the century, we have magicians like Luxor Galli, the incredible Fred Capps, and Michael Amar. But the greatest of them all was the Professor de Vernon. Now, when I was a young man in 1968, I went to my first magic convention, and the featured performer and lecturer was de Vernon. A 14-year-old boy can scarcely appreciate the genius that Vernon was, but I had the good fortune to see him perform and lecture many times over the ensuing years, and I got to spend time with him personally, talking with him, learning from him. This routine, in essence, is Vernon's routine for the cups and balls. And the professor always believed that every good cups and balls routine should have a big finish. And so, this one does. Thank you. Well, there you have it in about 4.5 minutes, the entire history of magic. But I think we have a little more time that we can spend together, so let's go back. Back to the beginning, when we can more closely examine the history and mystery of the art of magic.